Hello students, how are you? So, in the previous video we were discussing the greenhouse effect and what were the causes and what were the problems from it. Okay. We discussed about global warming also, that the different issues that are caused because of it. In this video students, we will be starting with the oxygen cycle. Okay. So, let us start. What is oxygen cycle? It refers to the maintenance of amount of oxygen present in the atmosphere. See students, wherever the term cycle comes, it always means that regulation between two things. For example, if I say carbon cycle, then the regulation of carbon between atmosphere and the living organism or the things which are using it. Similarly, what is oxygen cycle? The regulation of oxygen between living organism and the non-living component, abiotic component, that is atmosphere. So, how that oxygen is mixed up back to the atmosphere, how it is taken into the human body and then again released back, how it is taken by the plants and then released back. So, this is the continuous process and this thing is known as cycle. So, oxygen cycle refers to the maintenance of the amount of oxygen present in the atmosphere. Importance of oxygen. It is the second most abundant gas present in the atmosphere, that is 21%. Which is the most abundant gas present in the atmosphere? Nitrogen, okay, 78%. So, oxygen, it is the second most abundant gas present in the atmosphere. It is found in the earth's crust as oxides in metals and minerals. Basically, many compounds like metals and many minerals, they react with oxygen and form oxides. For example, if we say iron oxide, okay, magnesium oxide. So, different elements that they occur in the form of their oxides. So, it means it needs the meaning of this is that oxygen is very reactive, it can easily react with other substances. It is also found in combined form with carbon dioxide. We know that carbon, it exists in the atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide. What is carbon dioxide? CO2. So, carbon when react with oxygen, it lead to the formation of carbon dioxide. Okay, so, it is found in the combined form in carbon dioxide. Another product is also formed when carbon reacts with oxygen, that is carbon monoxide. Okay. So, when complete combustion takes place, carbon dioxide is formed, and when incomplete combustion is there, then carbon monoxide is formed. Okay. It is also found in biological compounds like proteins, nucleic acid, carbohydrates and fats. So, this was about that where and how the oxygen is found. Clear? So, again it is the important thing is it is the second most abundant gas, that is 21%, found in earth's crust as oxide in metals and minerals, also found in atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide and found in biological compounds like proteins, nucleic acids, carbohydrates and fats. Now, let us discuss the oxygen cycle. Okay. We all know that atmospheric oxygen, it is in the form of O2. Okay. It is taken by the organism and it is used for the processes of respiration. Okay. So, in the form of respiration, you know, then after the respiration process, two products are formed, that is carbon dioxide and water. These carbon dioxide and water are utilized in photosynthesis. Clear? See what happened again? Atmospheric oxygen. From atmospheric oxygen, this oxygen is taken up by the organism for the process of respiration. By the process of respiration, what are the products formed? Products that are formed is carbon dioxide and water. Okay. From this carbon dioxide and water, these two are taken up by the plants for the process of photosynthesis. These two results in the formation of organic molecule C6H12O6. This is glucose. Okay. You all know that photosynthesis is the process of synthesis of food. So, the food is synthesized in the form of glucose. Okay. Then again glucose, and now again glucose is used in the respiration, because you know oxygen, it breaks the glucose or it breaks down the food, and oxygen is very important for that process, respiration process. Okay. So, the oxygen, it breaks that glucose and then it results in the formation of carbon dioxide and water. Clear? So, in this way photosynthesis and ultimately also it keeps on regulating from atmosphere to organism to means like plants and animals, and then again back to atmosphere. So, in this way the oxygen, the amount of oxygen is regulated in the surroundings. So I hope the cycle is clear to you. It is simple. These are the two basic processes, respiration and photosynthesis. Now, oxygen is required in three processes: combustion, respiration and formation of oxides. Okay, there may be different kinds of oxides. Now, what is combustion? Combustion is burning in the presence of oxygen. That process is known as combustion. Respiration, you all know, breaking of the food to get energy, that is also in the presence of oxygen. And if certain mineral, metals, non-metals or another any element is forming oxide, so what is oxide? That is it reacting with oxygen. So also for the formation of oxide, here it is an example given, that is like nitrogen oxides. So oxygen, it is required in three processes. Oxygen is returned back to the environment by the process of photosynthesis only. That is why it is very important to grow more and more plants, so that more amount of oxygen can be returned back to the atmosphere. Very important thing, that oxygen is returned back to atmosphere only by the process of photosynthesis, because you know in the photosynthesis process oxygen is formed because carbon dioxide is utilized, and carbon dioxide, water, they react to form glucose, that is the food, and second, that is oxygen. So in this way only photosynthesis is the process by which oxygen is returned back to the environment. That's why it is said we have to plant more and more tree. Okay, we should avoid deforestation and we should do more and more afforestation, so that the amount of oxygen that is being returned to the atmosphere is of good amount. Okay, otherwise the amount of oxygen will keep on decreasing and the life on the earth will become very difficult. Clear? So this was about oxygen cycle. So I hope students the oxygen cycle is clear to all of you. Next is the ozone layer. The upper layer of the atmosphere of the earth is covered by a gas called ozone. The formula of ozone is O3. This gas is poisonous in nature, but it doesn't affect the life as it is found far away from the biosphere. I hope now biosphere is clear to you. Biosphere is the part where all the three abiotic component of the nature or the surrounding interact, that is hydrosphere, lithosphere and atmosphere. That part is biosphere. So the upper layer of atmosphere of the earth, it is covered by a gas ozone. This gas, the nature of this gas is poisonous in nature, but it doesn't affect the life. Why? Because it is found far away from the biosphere. What is the importance of ozone layer? The ozone layer acts as a shield and prevents the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun from reaching the earth's surface. In this way, it allows the survival of life on earth. Yeah. Now, as we know that this ozone layer is present in the upper layer of atmosphere, so it is acting as a shield. Now, shield for what? There are many types of radiations that are coming from the sun. Okay, there are good radiation, heat radiation or bad radiations, we can say like ultraviolet radiation. So what does this ozone layer do? This ozone layer serves as a function of protection from those harmful ultraviolet rays, because if these ultraviolet rays reach on the earth's surface, they can cause various kinds of diseases, for example skin cancer. Okay, so it acts as a shield and prevents the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun from reaching the earth's surface. It allows the survival of life on earth. Okay, so in this way it is very important for the life. Now, as ozone is very important to us, the cause of concern is its depletion, the way in which it is depleting, and it is also because of human activities. So let's discuss about ozone layer depletion. Okay, I hope the function of ozone layer is clear to you. It acts as a shield and prevents harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun from reaching earth's surface. Where these harmful ultraviolet rays can cause diseases like skin cancer. Okay, ozone layer depletion, you can see that from human activities, CFC like ACs, refrigerator, harmful substances like chlorofluorocarbons, CFC's full form is chlorofluorocarbon. Okay, these go high up in the atmosphere and they degrade the ozone layer. You can see Now you can see the function of ozone layer, that it absorbs majority of the radiations coming from the sun. Some can pass like heat radiations, but harmful ultraviolet radiations cannot pass through the ozone layer. But due to the maximum use of ACs, refrigerators, there is an amount of CFC that is emitted from it, chlorofluorocarbons. These chlorofluorocarbons can degrade the ozone layer, and this phenomena is known as ozone layer depletion. It has been discovered that the ozone layer is getting depleted from the Earth's atmosphere. A hole in ozone layer has been found over Antarctic. Okay, that's why a hole is found, because from that place the ozone layer has been completely depleted. Now, what is the reason for this? This is mainly because of the presence of chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, in the atmosphere. These are released due to industrial processes, refrigeration, aerosols, foams, and solvents. Okay, so all the human activities, they are related to the release of chlorofluorocarbons. This is mainly the chlorine and the fluorine present in these, on reaching the ozone layer, react with it to form complex compound, and it thus results in depletion of ozone. Okay, as the name suggests, chlorofluoro. Chloro stands for chlorine and fluoro for fluorine. So this compounds contains chlorine, fluorine, and carbon in it. Okay, as they reach the ozone layer, they react with it and leads to the depletion of ozone. Now, what are the various effects that can be caused due to depletion? If the ozone layer would deplete, the ultraviolet rays of the sun would enter the Earth's atmosphere, which could lead to severe effects such as an increase in the risk of having skin cancer, damaging the eyes, weakening of immune system, skin allergies, decay in the growth of the plants and animals, and breakdown of the natural carbon cycle. Okay, so these are some severe effects that can happen if ozone layer gets depleted. Clear? So this is a very important topic, students, related to the ozone layer depletion. Clear? What is the main reason? You need to remember that. Okay, and how? What is the main reason? That is chlorofluorocarbon, because of the human activities. Okay, and second thing that is the most important, that what are the severe effects of ozone layer depletion. Clear? So read these points. So I hope ozone depletion is clear to you, as well as the oxygen cycle. Okay, so students, this was the last topic of this chapter. By this we conclude this chapter. I know it was a long chapter, there are many videos related to it, but I hope it is clear to all of you. If not, then you can watch the videos again. Okay, and students, whatever is being taught to you, or whatever you are, whichever video you are watching, it's suggested that you should make the notes. Okay, it will be helpful for you if you make the notes of the videos you are watching properly, then it will definitely help you. Okay, only just watching the video is not a matter. Okay, you have to make the notes so that in the future also it can help you. Clear? So students, this is the end of the chapter natural resources. What you have to do is you have to watch all the videos, you have to make the notes of this chapter. Okay, and if you cannot understand in one time, then watch the video again. Clear? So thank you very much, students. Stay inside your house, take care of yourselves, keep studying, and God bless you all.